Thank you, Mr President. On behalf of the Greens, I rise to support this shop trading hours extension of hours Amendment Bill 2022. I've just been appraising myself of the many and varied speeches that I've made about shop trading hours in this place since I was elected in 2010. Indeed, the last speech that I gave, I think, was about the proposal for a referendum, that referendum with a silent B at the end that was proposed by the former Treasurer, Rob Lucas, who made this his crusade, a crusade for full deregulation of shop trading hours in this state that he thought would be very popular. Clearly, I think the election results speak for themselves. People didn't want to shop until the staff dropped, and we never had a referendum on those shop trading hours. But what we actually could have had almost 4 years ago, in fact for the last 3 years of the Marshall government, was this compromise that we currently debate today. This is a compromise that would change shop trading hours on Sundays so that shops could open from 9 a.m. instead of 11 a.m. It would also address some current very minor but important issues within the legislations. It would ensure that the minister can now appoint inspectors where previously they had to be appointed by Cabinet. It would also create a standalone section that ensures workers can't be forced to work on Sundays, and it extends this rule so that workers can't be forced to work on public holidays. This is something that the Greens welcome and support, and something that I don't believe would have been put before us under the previous government's proposals. The bill also formalises the current more recent arrangements that have come to be known as part of our retail industry culture, if you like, that see trading on Boxing Day and maintaining the carve-out for supermarkets in the Greater Adelaide Shopping District. It also establishes more stringent requirements for granting or declaring exemptions under the Act. We've seen them used and abused under the previous Marshall government by former Treasurer Rob Lucas. And indeed this provides, going forward, better management of those exemptions where the proposed exemption is appropriate in order for a shop or shops to open at an exhibition, show, local or special event or meet requirements of tourists or other visitors. It requires that community consultation and notice to be given to the community, and that the exemptions are not so extensively used as to actually undermine the purpose of the Act. The Minister must indeed be satisfied that the exemption would not be opposed by the majority of interested industry parties. And the bill that we have here before us, while I'm sure the opposition will make great mileage of the SDA's support of this legislation, I will also point out, one, there's 2 unions involved, there's RAFWU as well, but it's not the SDA pulling the strings here, and it's not the SDA having their own way. It is indeed a consensus bill that's being developed with proper consultation with the community. And I note on the 26th of September the correspondence that I received, and I believe all members of this place have probably received with regards to this bill, from Foodland Supermarkets Chief Executive Officer Franklin Dos Santos. He writes to inform myself and other members of Parliament that Foodland Supermarkets Australia supports the bill. Foodland Supermarkets Australia believes that the bill strikes the right balance among interests of shoppers, retail workers, the owners of large supermarkets, the owners of small supermarkets and convenience stores, and local growers and suppliers. And in doing so, the bill achieves a balanced outcome that is in the interests of South Australian people and economy as a whole. And Foodland Supermarkets encourages us to support the bill. I note also on that same day the South Australian independent retailers wrote with similar support for this particular bill and noted some media commentary that they distanced themselves from, and indeed say South Australian independent retailers state this bill strikes the right balance amongst the interests of shoppers, retail workers, the owners of large supermarkets, the owners of small supermarkets and convenience stores, and local growers and suppliers. In doing so, the bill achieves a balanced outcome that in the interests of the South Australian people and economy as a whole, singing from the same song sheet. I think this is what I would call a reasonable compromise, a step forward, an end to the Cold War that was waged by the former Treasurer on this quest that he had, a crusade, if you like, for fully deregulated shop trading hours, a sense of security and certainty, not just for the workers, but for the industry itself and for the consumers. So I would hope that this will be one of the last times that we're here debating shop trading hours in such legislation. I do, of course, anticipate that some changes to the Public Holiday Act may soon come, and I welcome that particular debate, but that is not a debate for today. This is a debate that I hope will be one that gives that certainty for all parties. And I do note that the opposition have stated, and they have foreshadowed they have an amendment to this bill, but they've stated they've done consultation. Well, they posted something on their Facebook page 5 days ago, possibly 6 days ago. It's still out for consultation according to that Facebook post. It also says that they haven't decided their position in that Facebook post, and yet here we are. We've had late last night a tabled amendment from the opposition to extend from 5 to 6 p.m. The trading hours. I can't see how that was properly consulted on. I can't see that the Liberal Party has been clear to the public about their position. I certainly think that they're still carrying the legacy of the former Treasurer, Rob Lucas, and his crusade on this issue. And I think the South Australian public deserves more clarity than they're currently getting from the opposition on this particular issue. With that, I look forward to the debate on the bill, and we will support all stages.